With Go Busters being adapted into Beast Morphers coming up, I see no better time than to look back on the other season that was skipped on becoming Power Rangers, ToQger. Since now we're getting Go Busters for another 2 seasons, that is of course unless Hasbro convinces Nickelodeon to give them more episodes per season so we can go back to 1 season adaptations, it doesn't look like ToQger will have a second chance at being adapted. So I'm here to explain why I personally think ToQger could work as a Power Rangers series. And yes, I am aware Orange Ranger Videos made a video about this same topic. A lot of people in the comments are going to be claiming me as a copycat, but to those people, how about you actually watch the video before you start blabbling about complete nonsense? With all that said and done, here's why I think ToQger could work as a Power Rangers series. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room while we still can. When I hear people talk about why ToQger wouldn't work as a Power Ranger series, they mostly point towards the infamous train dick moment on how it would be inappropriate for kids to see in an episode of Power Rangers. This is a stupid thing to say for 2 reasons. 1, it was 3 seconds in 1 episode. It can easily be edited out, or the episode could not be adapted as a whole. And 2, if this was your biggest concern on why ToQger would not be able to be adapted into Power Rangers, you don't deserve to live. In Japan, trains are a part of their culture. While here in the US, trains have mostly been looked down upon as a mode of transportation since the invention of commercial air travel, even though in big cities like New York and Los Angeles have underground subways being used every day. Besides that, Power Rangers is mostly for kids, and thanks to Thomas the Tank Engine, every American kid goes through a train phase. So a ToQger adaptation could appeal to kids that are going through a train phase. Although this would allow for more Barney the Dinosaur morals in our action-packed superhero show. When I first watched ToQger, I thought the color swapping gimmick was the coolest thing about the show. It was very interesting to see a singular suit go through so many alterations. Before Kyuranger, it was the closest we would have ever gotten to a female Green Ranger, as well as being the closest we'll ever get to a male Pink Ranger. If we include the Red Ranger's orange mode and the rainbow form, both of which were only seen in the very last episode, there are a total of 27 color swaps. This would increase toy sales rapidly, as it would allow for a number of action figures. Try to tell me you wouldn't like to see Hasbro do that if they adapt ToQger. ToQ6 was the very first Orange Ranger in Super Sentai since possibly Battle Cossack, and even he was a weird shade of orange. And no, the Flower Gang in Kaka Ranger does not count, no matter how many times Kira Ninja tries to convince you. After 20-something years of Power Rangers, it was about time we would get the first orange-colored Power Ranger, but nope! ToQger was skipped in favor of a disappointing ninja-themed series into an equally disappointing ninja-themed adaptation. Come to think of it, after Ninja Steel, if we include Go Busters and ToQger, there are 4 different series that could have been adapted, and yet the only one of the 4 that doesn't have an Orange Ranger is being adapted. However, while disappointing, this isn't that big of a deal. If we do get a Kyuranger adaptation, we could finally get an orange-colored Power Ranger, as Kyuranger has an Orange Ranger from the very start. That is, of course, unless after Super Beast Morphers, if that's going to be a thing, we got a Lupin vs. Pat adaptation, but I guess only time will tell. I've heard people say that ToQger is way too lighthearted to be adapted into Power Rangers, but while I do agree that ToQger is goofy, just because the Sentai is goofy doesn't mean its adaptation can't be taken seriously. May I remind you, this has been done before! Taking the talking cartoon cars in the goofy Go-Onger being turned into a Mad Max post-apocalyptic future in Power Rangers RPM. So who says ToQger can't be taken seriously if it's adapted? In fact, when I did my How I Would Adapt ToQger video, someone commented that I took something goofy like ToQger and turning it into something a little more darker and serious in tone, much like how RPM adapted Go-Onger. And yes, for the most part, the Sentai fight footage is a little ridiculous. They don't have to use the Sentai footage. Original footage can be made. Alright, that's going to do it for this video. In the comments below, remind me if you would have liked to see ToQger be adapted, and if so, why do you think it would work as a Power Rangers series? Let me know. That's going to do it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and of course, as always, until next time, see ya.